I hope you enjoyed that because I wrote it. You know, I was trying to think, how are we gonna kick this thing off? And this whole notion of step up and stand out. So I'm going to ask you to take note of something, and then we're going to get past it, okay? See, for me tonight, it's a little hard to step up, which is going to actually help me stand out. I don't know if you recognize the brand here, but this would be Armani from the knee up. From the knee down, that would be Reebok. And I'd love to say I'm setting new trends. I'm really not. I'm getting over bunion surgery. Wah, wah. So here we are. I wanted to set that transparent note right off the bat. All right. So what does it take to step up, stand out, and what are the benefits of stepping up and standing out? And it is all about what we call the art of visual and verbal leadership. And as I was thinking about what am I going to do, how am I going to set the tone tonight, I wanted to quote something profound. And I thought, well, I'll quote Dr. Seuss. Do you know that wonderful ism, today you are you, that is truer than true, there's no one alive who is youer than you? And my daughter said, don't do that. But I don't listen to my daughter, so I did that. However, I did go beyond, and I Googled, that's what I did, all right, again, honesty up here. I Googled important people who had inspiring things to say about being unique. And I hit the mother lode. Look what I found. Coco Chanel, talk about somebody who was unique, who was iconic, and I think this is brilliant. In order to be irreplaceable, which is what all of us want to be, one must always be different. And it's about being memorable, and it's about being impactful, what I call a good kind of different. If you want to be that noticed persona, here's what you need to do. First and foremost, you need to be intentional. It's also about being unique. And then in the end, it's about being a brand. Actually, it's about being the brand. And a lot of people talk about being the brand, but a lot of people actually don't know what a brand is. They don't know how to create a brand. I do. I wrote the book. All right, so here's how you shape your brand, okay? First, you define it. Who are you? Second, design it. How do you want to show up? And then third, deliver it. Who wants to hear what you have to say? And this is critical. This is critical. You have to step up. And if you step up, you will understand that hope is not a strategy. And the consequences of relying on hope to advance you or advance your career are dire. And here's something interesting, again, in researching this conversation for tonight. I don't know if you know this group, Catalyst. They're a think tank. They track trends not only in the US but abroad. And here's what they found in a recent study. Subordinates reference hope 10 times more often than senior leaders when referring to personal advancement. Ouch. Ouch. So if you want to talk about what separates leaders from followers, it's their reliance on hope. Newsflash, Cinderella had a fairy godmother. You don't. So what do we do? What do we do? If you know that hope is not a strategy, think about it. Success is a planned event. And I thought I would share a story. Now, I grew up in Michigan. I grew up in East Lansing. And our big thing was going to the lake, right? And we had a dog named Tippy. And I could be offending people here, so I have to tread lightly. Does anybody here have a Boston Terrier? So glad. They're just horrible little dogs. Awful. See, they were bred to chase rats and kill them. Did you know that? They chase them and they're intrepid, and then they would shake them by the neck until dead. Lovely animals. So my mother, for some reason, liked Tippy. We had Tippy, a Boston Terrier. And we would throw the stick out on the lake, and Tippy's big thing was to retrieve it. Only one day he went for the wrong target, and he grabbed onto the rope line instead of the stick. Remember that thing that's immovable? Only he was linear. He wouldn't let go. And we kept screaming, Tippy, Tippy, drop it. And Tippy wouldn't, and Tippy's going down. And my mother started frantically yelling, save him, save him. And my sister and I looked at each other, and there was a moment. And then we actually did jump in. We pried his little jaws off the rope. We did, doggy CPR, and Tippy lived. But forever after, in our family, when you were being linear and refusing to adjust to achieve, code was don't do a Tippy.